guys, I'm Celia and today I am coming at you with another speed build. This speed build is of a build that I did yesterday where I was inspired by a few builds that I've already seen where you have these kind of like stacked boxes on top of each other that makes a whole house, and I thought that was such a cute idea. I really wanted to do it myself. So I decided to do this with a little twist. I made the fronts of each little box like a full glass, and then I did each box in a different color, and they're all like pastel colors. So the bottom floor is like a red, pink, the first floor is green, and the top floor is yellow. And I just thought it turned out really cute. It's very different from what I usually do. I'm very used to doing very traditional family homes, like suburban houses and all that. But I really wanted to do something fun, and this is definitely something that I don't do a lot. It's something that's very new to me, but I still really liked how it turned out, and I think making it was so much fun. I made sure that all the interior matched the exterior, so all the furniture is the same color as the outside of each box. So the kitchen downstairs is pink, the bedroom on the first floor is green, and the living room on the top is yellow. Also, I really just want to warn you right now, I do use CC in this build, and before you go on and roast me and hate me and all that, I normally don't do this. This is my first build that I do use CC on this channel, but I am very used to building with CC, and after doing so many builds without CC, which was something completely new to me by the way, I decided I just wanted to go back to what I am used to and try to make something again using CC and post it here. And I can also, if you want to, or if you ask, when I do CC builds, I will start posting all the links to the CC that I use in the description so that you guys can get it. And if you also want me to, I will post it on the gallery. I don't know if I will do that right now because obviously you might not have everything that's in here, but if you want to, you can also just use the shell that I made and furnish it yourself, or just take this idea, make something of your own that's similar, you know? Just use whatever you have in game. But I also just think that it's nice to use CC sometimes because obviously there's a lot that we don't have in The Sims, and most of that what I want I can find on the internet by CC creators, and I think that's just wonderful because there are so many restrictions to the buildings that I do when I build without using CC, and sometimes I just miss the opportunities that I get with using CC in my builds, because as you can see here I'm using pink counters and they just fit perfectly with this build where I wanted to use pink furniture in the kitchen, or like everything pink, and that's obviously something we don't have in The Sims already, and I just thought that I fit perfectly in this build, and so I'm very happy that I used CC for this, although other people may not be so happy that I did. But if you still want this or use the shallow or whatever, just let me know and I will post it on the gallery as soon as possible, so you can do it in your own way. Or if you have some CC already, or you want to know where I got all my CC, I will post it in the description box so you can go get it for yourself, because I do have some really good CC in my game. And now I need to stop saying CC because I've said it way too much. But yeah, I'm basically done with the kitchen here now. I'm just, you can see I'm still using some stuff from in-game, like the tiny living table, and I'm also using the tiny living lamp above the table, which I thought fit very well for this build, obviously. And then I'm just putting down some final things in here before I move on to the bedroom upstairs. But as you can see here, there are a lot of details and a lot of little clutter items that are very good to find in different CC packs or made by CC creators, because I think that just really makes the build look a lot better than if you were just to use the normal items and you're not really, like, there's not a lot of options for clutter or for other items to add to the kitchen or to any room, really. And that is just really what I think made this build look a lot better on the inside, because we didn't have a lot of space. And then I obviously want to use my best, or then I obviously want to use the space the best that I can. And I felt like this definitely helped me and gave me more options for what I could do. And I just think it really just fit the vibe that I was going for. I think you can see what kind of vibe I'm going for here when I'm trying to put stuff down and see what works and what doesn't. And in the end, I just think I could definitely see myself using this for one of my Sims, to be honest, because it's so nice to have just one floor for each thing. Like, you go downstairs to eat, you go upstairs to sleep, you go on the upper floor to like watch TV, and you know what's going on in every wherever you go, you know what I mean? So it's all just designated floors for anything you want to do. And this bathroom actually works. Well, it was actually just 2 tiles, but because it's diagonal, I could actually put a lot more in the room for some reason. That's just how the diagonal walls work. So I managed to put a sink, a toilet, and a shower without putting them on top of each other, because there was so much space. Although there are a few other restrictions with using the diagonal walls, which are really frustrating, but apart from that, I think it looks great. And it works great too. And then obviously this bed is, I had to place it against the wall, because that's the only way I could get a double bed in here, and I still wanted it to be able to, I still wanted 2 Sims to be able to live in it. So obviously you can still scoop into the inner side of the bed, but you can't, you know, you can't make your Sims do it in the bed, because they need to be able to go on each side, which you can't. But 2 Sims can still sleep in there, so I guess family-friendly gameplay only for this build, unless you put a bush outside. I don't know. But yeah, I used a lot of green tones in this, and as much as possible, obviously, but I still wanted it a little bit muted. I didn't use any solid, like, very bright colors. I used very, like, muted greens, like mint green and dark wood tones, and I think you can really see that here when I placed a little dresser and the mirror side by side. They're like this lovely dark wood that just go so good together with these dark green curtains that I place as well. And then I just do the decorations, a lot of plants. I love that. It was just a great opportunity to fit a lot of plants in here with this green color. And obviously furnishing these rooms didn't take me very long, because I had a very strong, like a very clear image of what I wanted to build when I built it, and so I just placed it down. I changed a few things obviously to see if it worked together, but mostly I just put things down and it just worked straight. So I was like, okay, great. Don't have to use a lot of time on this. Usually when I build, it takes a lot of time, because I go through and I'm not sure what kind of style I want, I'm not sure what kind of colors I want, but because I knew what theme it was, like I knew it was going to be yellow, I knew it was going to be green and brown and red and pink and all that, it was just a lot easier, because then I could just go by color and kind of plan after what kind of style I wanted, or for what kind of options I had for each color, which just made it a lot easier in my opinion. And as we move on to the living room, you can see that I'm placing down a yellow couch with which I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do in the beginning, because I was like, it doesn't really look good. All these very like brightly colored couches. But as soon as I got this one down right here, I think it just looked very nice paired with the dark woods. Again, I am here with the dark woods, the wood tones. I don't stop. I think it looks so great paired together with the pastel and a little bit darker colors as well. Again, placing down plants and just trying to place down curtains that fit on all 4 windows was kind of hard, because the 2 on the sides would go darker than the ones in the middle, and if I tried to put 4 of the same ones, it just didn't look good. So I think I ended up using like 4 different ones to kind of make it look like one on each side. As I've said, I use some in-game furniture for a few things, like the little rug that we have here, but everything else mostly is CC. But I really think it worked out great for this build and for the colors that I used for the color theme. And there's just these little things, like, you know, placing these pillows. I wouldn't be able to do that with just in-game things that we have in the game already. And with those little things of CC just really makes the difference with the little clutter and the little details. I think CC is really all about those details. If you find the right CC, you know, it really just helps a lot. And then I'm going back outside, fixing everything on the outside to make it look as good as possible. Although it was hard to make it look good because, you know, I wasn't used to making it this kind of shape. So it was definitely harder to work with and to kind of see what I wanted it to look like or know when it looked good. And obviously I wanted the columns on the back as well. But it was really hard to make them look good. Like, I obviously needed some columns on the back because there are stairs over there that need support. But I think in the end we just decided that gravity does not exist in this build. So I decided to just remove them completely and I guess just pretend that they're not needed and the house is sturdy enough on its own. But I think it ended up looking good nonetheless. And when doing the outside, I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do with the landscaping because when I was building this, I had a very clear image of how I wanted the building itself to look. Like, I knew what I wanted to build, but I did not think of the outside. And I do end up going for this little kind of like boxed areas of plants on the outside, which looks very like planned for the build itself. It's not just randomly landscaped on the outside. It's just very like stylized, but it's also very like minimalistic because there's not a lot of plants. I do also decide to put tiles all over the outside with a little car, and I just think that looks the best for this build because it is kind of like a modern build, you know, and it might be in an area where you have more of these houses that are just placed on concrete or on tiles and there's not a lot of garden around them, you know what I mean? So that's just what I decided to do in the end. And I don't really have a lot to say about that because I didn't really do much on the outside, but I think somehow it worked. I did really try though, like I tried a lot of different things. I tried doing fencing, I tried just closing it off completely from the street, but I just didn't think it looked good no matter what I did with it. So I decided to just cut that out. There's a lot of things here that you don't see me do. So I just decided to do this little tiled area in the front with a little bar there as well. And then I just do some plants on the side like I did on the front there in front of the window. And this part here is a little bit choppy because all the little that you saw there, I had to cut it out because For some reason, my recording was all chopped up, so it only recorded like every 5 seconds. So I am very sorry for that. I don't know what happened there. You can see I just do some more of these little patches of grass, put down some plants, which I really think worked for this very minimalistic but fun build. And then I try putting some lights out here as well to make it look good at night. And that's basically what I do in the end. And then I was happy with it. So after that we will go into the screenshots very soon, right now actually, and then you will see both at night and during the day and how it works very well. Obviously it will look a little bit different during the night because of all the windows, but I still think it looked very good no matter what time of day it was. So I just took some pictures from all around the building because I think the funny thing about this was that wherever you went around the building it looked different. The whole structure looked very different from every angle, and I thought that was so funny to see. And then you can see all these little themed rooms with colours, and I just think it turned out to be so cute. Obviously it can be fit for any sim that wants to live here. Bathroom is a little bit bland, but you can't really do much with that little space. Anyway, I really think it turned out very great, and the view from this living room, I just love it. I love it a lot. And there are the floor plans, and then that's it for me. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, guys.